Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Eric, this is HorusWorks. I've got a quick one for you today. I've seen a few comments online on how to program extra remotes on these BA and BF Falcons. So I'm going to make a real quick short video here on how to do that. It's super simple. You're going to need to pick yourself up at some extra remotes and do it all in the car. You don't need any software or anything like that. And as a bonus, if you've got a Ute, I'll show you a little trick on what you will need to do if you get aftermarket remotes. So let's go. Now the first thing I would recommend you to do is open your car and wind down your windows all the way. Take the key back out and shut the door. The reason you want to do that is because you'll be playing with the locking cycle, locking the car, unlocking the car, and for whatever reason you don't want to accidentally lock yourself in the car. So having the window down, even if you accidentally lock yourself in, you can climb out. Alright, and with that said, let's go. Okay, so to get started, sit in the car and close your door. In less than 10 seconds of closing that door, put your key in the ignition and turn it on to the accessories position. So that's the first click that turns on your radio. Now within 3 seconds of doing that, hit the rear demist button 3 times. So if you've done that correctly, your door lock will cycle. And once you hear that, you're in learning mode. If you haven't heard that, take your key out, open the door back up and start again. Door shut, key in, accessories, re-demist button 3 times, and you should hear the door lock cycle. So now that you're in learning mode, take each remote and press a button. What you should hear is your door lock cycling. That tells you that that key has now registered to the car. So do that for every other remote that you've got, and once you've done that to every key, you're done. Simply take the key out and open your door. Now when you put the whole thing together, this thing takes 30 seconds, and let me show you that real quick from start to finish. Now, just quickly check that all of them work. Sorted. So at this point, you're pretty much done. Now, as promised, I'm going to show you a quick little trick you're going to need to do if you've got these remotes from somewhere else other than Ford, and you've got the 3-button remotes as opposed to the 4-button remotes that go with the sedans. You will need to modify these ever so slightly, or in my case I had to anyway. So let me show you what I needed to do. Okay, so the problem I encountered with these Ute keys, I'm pretty sure the sedan keys will be fine, is they wouldn't code to the car when the car went into learning mode. And let me show you why. So the problem I encountered is when I pressed the button for the learning process to begin with these remotes, they wouldn't code. If you have a look on this end, the case has closed really well, but if you turn it around, it hasn't, it's wider. Okay, now remember this is a 3-button remote, whereas the sedans have a 4th one. My old one is a sedan remote, and you can see that there would be the trunk unlock button, but that's missing on the Utes because Ute things. So let me show you what's happening here. So to undo these, you just take a flat blade screwdriver and you just pry like that all the way around. When you hear the pop, you can pop this out. So here is the internal mechanism that controls everything. All right. Now, as you can see, while this Ute remote has 3 buttons, the circuit board still has 4. That one there. And what's actually happening is when you put this in, this 4th button, when you lay it down like that and put the case back on and press it together, that 4th button is pressing constantly against the backing here, this silicone backing. So basically that button that is actually deleted here is constantly being pressed, it's constantly on. So this remote is constantly on. So that means that when you're trying to press one of these buttons, they won't register because this button over here is already being pressed. So you can't basically program these remotes. So you just need to do a little bit of modification to fix that. And the reason you got this problem is because
China, you know, China.
Yep, if you don't get originals from Ford, you can encounter this problem. So anyway, the way to fix that is to stop this button from being pressed, and that's pretty simple from what I gather. All you've got to do is cut out this silicone area here so that this button has a recess to sit in. You can do that really easily just with a blade like so. So basically cut around this so that it comes out. And just remove it. Okay, so now that you've done that, you can see how they blanked off this area here. But now that you've done that, you can position your rubber seal back in. And then put your circuit board back in. And put the lid back on. Like so. And now, when you look at this thing, it's actually sitting nice and flat all the way around, so that this button over here isn't constantly being pressed down. So now when you program this key to the car, it will work. So anyway, that's a little trick that I picked up while doing this along the way. It had me puzzled for a while on why these extra remotes wouldn't code to the car, but that was the reason. Basically, one of the buttons was constantly being pressed down, and it just so happened to be the one that I would never use ever. So that's the way to do it. Take it apart, cut out that silicone bit, then that button has a little recess to sit in so it isn't constantly being pressed. So a little hint for you guys. That's kind of it. That's how easy it is to change the remotes on one of these Ford Falcon BA or BFs. Really simple process. There really isn't any reason to not have extra remotes on these things. And yeah, it's nice and simple. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. That's the way you can thank me. It doesn't cost you anything, and it tells me I'm doing things right, and it tells YouTube that these videos are helpful. So in any case, thank you for watching this. I hope this helps, and yeah, if you got this problem, go ahead and try this on your car. Enough chit chat from me. I'll catch you next time. Bye.